Hi, welcome back to the Gabi Show. Right now, I'm at the reptile room at Zootastic Park, and Caitlin here is going to explain all about snakes and geckos and this, like you can see this one. What is his name?
This is Glenn. He's an albino corn snake.
Why is he kind of orangey yellow?
That's what the albino color is. Now these guys do live here in North Carolina, but typically you'll see different shades of brown. But because of the albino color, there are all these pretty shades of pink and orange.
And he doesn't bite, right?
He does not bite. He's a very tame snake.
Okay. What else do we have here? Okay, so who is this little guy?
This is a fat-tailed gecko.
Fat?
Yes, it's his nickname is a two-headed gecko. This actually here is his head and this is his tail, and he uses his tail as a defense because he can pick it up and have it move around. He can turn his legs backwards and he can walk backwards, so if something is hunting him, he can have something come down and eat its tail, and he can get away, and he'll grow a new tail in 6 weeks.
Is he poisonous, or he's just like a regular gecko?
He's just like a regular gecko, except for he does have eyelids, so he's a little bit different. Most geckos use their tongues to moisten their eyes, but this guy does have eyelids. But he is not poisonous. He's safe, and he's just likes to lay low and be camouflaged into the ground.
Yeah, the skin looks like a little bit like a snake.
Yeah, these guys really don't go up into trees too much. They like to stay on the ground.
Where do you find them? Are those like you?
These guys are found in Africa.
Okay. That's what I thought, because I've never seen one of these ones. See the regular green ones.
Yeah, they can get really big, and their tails can get really big too. They actually store energy in their tails, so when they don't have enough to eat, they can use that energy in their tail until they find some food.
How big they get?
There's different types that can get pretty big. I've seen a couple of them that are a few inches long.
Wow, those are big geckos.
So yeah, they can get to be a nice, decent size. They can get to be bigger than my hand.
Let me try to...
Yay!
They're so, like...
You gotta feel his tail.
It's really skinny. The skin is really like skinny.
Right.
Delicate.
Yeah, so their skin actually absorbs water, so that's why you got to be very careful with them. And it's always important to mist all of your reptiles, because everything in this room is cold-blooded and they shed their skin. And when they shed their skin, that means they're growing.
Okay, Caitlin, so now we have here a lizard.
This is actually a green iguana, and we named him Iggy.
Iggy?
Yes, and I can tell you something really cool about these guys. They are pretty squirmy. They've got very sharp claws, and they can use their tail as a defense, and they can whip with it. But if you hold them and you touch this part of their head, it'll slowly have them close their eyes, and this is how you can hold them calmly without getting all scratched up. They call it the third eye, where you just keep your hand right here and he'll be quiet while you hold him.
And what are these little spines for?
These spines, this is part of their scales, and some of the males will get very large, colorful ones, but his are small. He's a captive bred one, so he doesn't have very huge scales right there.
And does this have any function, this little part of the...
Yeah, once again, when it's breeding season, they'll get very colorful, and they can actually have them come, like, blow it out so that it's... There we go, kind of like that. Okay. And they'll get to be some pretty oranges and blues, and they use that to attract a mate.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Caitlin.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back with more.